Hello everybody and welcome to Easy English World. In this video, I will show you the secret to speaking English fluidly and naturally without being blocked by the language barrier. I see a lot of comments saying, I understand but I can't speak, and it's because of the translation going on in your brain. In this video, you will learn how to stop the translating process in your brain and how to start thinking in English step by step. And finally, at the very end, I will tell you a secret method that you can practice to start thinking in English naturally. So make sure you watch the end of the video. If you want to join us in learning English naturally, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Let's start programming your brain to think in English. As I already said, learning English is a long process, and one of the most important steps is learning how to think in English. Some students ask me, "Teacher, why can't I speak faster?" And I answer, it's because you keep translating. You start thinking in your language, trying to find each word's translation, and then put it all together to create a sentence, which is exhausting and makes you feel nervous. In order to be able to speak, as we teach you in our previous lessons about the different daily routines, you need to start thinking in English without translating first. Thinking in English is easier than you imagine. We can even do it from the comfort of our own home. Just start with the simplest things. For example, while you're sitting in your living room, take a look around and try to label what you see. There's a sofa, a window, a table. There's a lamp over there. If you do this kind of exercise every day, your brain will start to associate those objects with an English word. You could even use sticky notes and write down the word on top of things around the house, so that every time you open the fridge or use your spoon, you see the word written down and associate it with that object. Thinking in English is not only about learning the name of the objects, but also constructing sentences. It's important that you start with very simple sentences to avoid getting frustrated. Just describe what you see or what you're going to do. If you're in the kitchen, for example, you can say to yourself, I am hungry. I need an apple. The apple is red. By doing this, you're training your brain to think in English from the very beginning. Another effective way to stop translating is to talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds funny, but trust me, it really works. You can be your own student and your own teacher at the same time. You can start by narrating your day as if it were a movie. When you wake up in the morning, say out loud, I'm waking up now. It's 7 a.m. I'm tired, but I need to get up anyways. Describe everything you do during the day. I'm getting dressed now. I'm going to the bathroom. The water is so cold. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm washing my face. This is exactly what we do in our daily routine explained videos. By describing our day-to-day, we're using the most common words there are, and the present continuous tense. When we talk about our routines, we're basically kids again who learn the language by seeing and describing what's around us. As you start to feel more comfortable, you can start describing how you're feeling and what you plan on doing for the day. While you're taking your breakfast, for example, you can say to yourself, today is going to be a busy day. I have a lot of work to do. I need to call my boss at 10 in the morning. After that, I'm going to the supermarket. Notice how simple the sentences are. When you speak, you shouldn't worry about being good at it. You have to worry about sounding natural. Describing your day today is one of the easiest ways to prepare your brain for fluency. If someone asks you later what you did today, for instance, you will be able to reply in English because you already had that conversation with yourself while having breakfast. That way you don't feel so nervous and you can speak faster. One of the main reasons why people don't achieve fluency is because of their fear of making mistakes. If you can learn to think in English, you will be able to speak it naturally without being held hostage by the idea that you need to be perfect at it. As mentioned before, thinking in English also means changing the way you look at your surroundings. Try to change the language of your phone and your computer, for example. By doing so, you're constantly putting yourself in an English environment and encouraging yourself to learn the language little by little. Also, try to listen to English as much as possible. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just put it on as background noise and let your brain adapt to the sound of the language. Listen to English stories or daily routines while you clean the house or cook. By doing that, you will get used to the sound of the language while you're doing something you already do every day. Pairing up your English learning experience with things you enjoy doing will help you a lot more than forcing yourself to study. Let's keep practicing. Thinking in simple sentences. Imagine you're walking to the bus stop, and instead of thinking about your problems in your language, try to think in English. The bus is late. It's such a cloudy day today. I hope it doesn't rain. There's so many people here. That guy has a blue hat. If you ever get stuck and don't know how to say something, don't switch back to your language and walk away from the situation. Try to describe what you don't know in English using the words you already know. The big cold box in the kitchen where we put the milk. This is what we call circumlocution. It's a great strategy to avoid being blocked when you don't know a certain word. As you keep practicing, you will notice that your mental dictionary keeps growing, and you can understand more and more. You will hear an English phrase and associate it with its meaning immediately, instead of thinking about how to translate it into your language. Again, the key is to make it a habit. Practice it every day like you would do when you brush your teeth. Every morning, spend some time describing your room, your breakfast, and your plans for the day. By the end of that day, you will have spent several minutes thinking in English without even trying to do it hard. It's the most natural thing to do. In our channel, you will notice that we always like to emphasize the importance of thinking through daily stories and routines. Why? Because, as I've already mentioned before, life is made of stories and routines. If you can tell a good story and talk about your day today, you can talk about anything, really. If you master telling simple stories about your adventures and the people you meet, you're already 80% of the way there. Don't worry too much about the complicated words and tenses. Worry more about the simple words and phrases. Talk about your interests and hobbies. I like to play football. It's a great sport. Talk about your family. My sister is a teacher. She works at a school. By making a connection between English and the important things in your life, you will find it much easier to learn the language because it's not something that is imposed upon you. It's a part of you. Whenever you have a thought, try to express it in English. If you think I'm thirsty, try thinking I'm thirsty. I'm going to the kitchen to get some water. At first, it might seem difficult. Your brain might try to get back to your native language to make things easier. But don't give up and keep trying. If you want to be fluent, you need to train that muscle. It's like going to the gym. Every day you need to make an effort to make that muscle stronger. Last but not least, be patient with yourself. It's a process, and the important thing is to keep going. Watch our videos about daily routines and stories over and over again. Listen to the sentences and try to imagine the stories in your head. Don't just focus on the sounds of the words. Try to visualize the scenes to better connect the words to their meanings. This is also a great way of stopping the translating process. Connecting the sounds and the words to images is the ultimate goal of thinking in English. And now, as I had promised you at the beginning of this video, let me give you a secret method to start speaking English fluidly and naturally. Every day before going to sleep, close your eyes and try to summarize your day in only 5 sentences in English. Yes, only 5. I woke up early this morning. I went to work. I had lunch with a friend. I watched a movie. And now I'm going to sleep. This way, you're putting your brain to work to remember vocabulary and create sentences without any help. If you do this exercise every day, you will notice how your brain starts finding words in English to describe things on its own. Thank you for watching till the end and for being a part of the Easy English World family. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos to help you learn English every single day. Don't forget to keep thinking in English and keep speaking. See you in our next lesson, and good luck in your English learning journey.